producers. I found some engineers. And my sound was incredible. Send the stems. Original creative souls helping you boost your music to the world. Whenever you're ready to make that same leap away from all this artificial intelligence automation and have some humans touch your music, tap in. LikeMinds420.com/stems. Send the stems.
No more tipping on the dark side, dealing with the hard times, living in apartheid, leave that in the archives, looking for a piece of sun that's peeking through the dark skies, ducking down from gunshots, feeling like it's wartime. Don't forget to breathe. Please don't forget to breathe. Take it in and then release. Then go back to being a beast. Yeah. Don't forget to breathe. Please don't forget to breathe. Take it in and then release. Then go back to being a beast. Don't forget the world been dealing.
You're a musician, right? What you need to do is tap all the way in. Get your music mixed and mastered professionally with a human touch. Send the stems. I dare you. I used to rap, and I send my music to websites to get it mixed. I had to pick all the different settings, and then I had to rely on some artificial intelligence to come up with the sound that I had in my head. Fast forward a little bit, I found some producers, I found some engineers, and my sound was incredible. Send the stems. Original creative souls helping you boost your music to the world. Whenever you're ready to make that same leap away from all this artificial intelligence automation and have some humans touch your music, tap in. LikeMinds420.com/stems. Send the stems.
more tipping on the dark side, dealing with the hard times, living in apartheid, leave that in the archives, looking for a piece of sun that's peeking through the dark skies, ducking down from gunshots, feeling like it's wartime. Don't forget to breathe. Please don't forget to breathe. Take it in and then release. Then go back to being a beast. Yeah. Don't forget to breathe. Please don't forget to breathe. Take it in and then release. Then go back to being a beast. Don't forget the world been dealing.
You're a musician, right? What you need to do is tap all the way in. Get your music mixed and mastered professionally with a human touch. Send the stems. I dare you. I used to rap, and I send my music to websites to get it mixed. I had to pick all the different settings, and then I had to rely on some artificial intelligence to come up with the sound that I had in my head. Fast forward a little bit, I found some producers, I found some engineers, and my sound was incredible. Send the stems. Original creative souls helping you boost your music to the world. Whenever you're ready to make that same leap away from all this artificial intelligence automation and have some humans touch your music, tap in. LikeMinds420.com/stems. Send the stems.
Yeah, I know how the game go. I know how the game go. Better tell them I ain't playing though. Better tell them I ain't playing. I can't count my adversaries, but I know I had plenty. Moving with no fear, cause the Lord walking with me. I know how the game go. I know how the game. We walk but never run, slip but never fall, rest but never quit, bend but never fold. Oh no, I'm too cold for that. Oh no, we way too cold for that. We walk but never run, slip but never fall, rest but never quit, bend but never fold. Oh no, I'm too cold for that. Oh no, we way too cold for that. Messing up the vibe, messing up the flow, and I can't have you round me. No, no, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Adios. I said you messing up my vibe, messing up my flow, and I can't have you round me. No, no, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Adios. No more tipping on the dark side, dealing with the hard times, living in apartheid, leave that in the archives, looking for a piece of sun that's peeking through the dark skies, ducking down from gunshots, feeling like it's wartime. Don't forget to breathe. Please don't forget to breathe. Take it in and then release. Then go back to being a beast. Yeah. Don't forget to breathe. Please don't forget to breathe. Take it in and then release. Then go back to being a beast.
Good evening, everyone. I'm coming to you live from Georgia tonight, where it was a beautiful day today. So sunny and bright. I got to get a lot of things done. People are coming to us tonight from all walks of life, from different parts of the country. Let's meet some of them tonight. But before we do that, happy Black History Month, or should I say, happy DEI. Because that's what we're going to
No,
have to
I'm
start
listening to this. You
saying.
can't see it.
Mute yourself, Sandra. Sandra, mute yourself. Um, happy DEI, as I was saying. Everybody's enjoying their meal. I see Jessica. Jessica always eats. That's her second job. Toya's over there cooking, washing dishes, probably making a video about somebody's doing something, probably making an Aunt Jemima video or something like that. Uh, Sarah, Andrea, thank you for coming in. We were wondering when we were gonna have some kind of, professional, um, we have to have somebody because, as you can see, and I will tell you about our disclaimer. We let people know that these are only our opinions, and this is for entertainment purposes. If people take stuff too seriously, then that's on them, But everybody has an opinion, and you can't get mad about anybody's opinion. I mean, if you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it, because I'm sure you have something that some other people don't agree with. So we got a lot in store tonight. Of course, we have Cougar Snacks. And for those of you who don't know what Cougar Snacks is, that's when we go out and find a good-looking man and brag on him and just showcase him for a little while. The first week, this is our fourth week. The first week we didn't have anybody. The second week we had um, Aaron Pierre. If you don't know him, he's Mufasa. And that's what we was trying to tell him. Mufasa, else we gonna catch you and do some ungodly things to you. But anyway,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. He was on
uh,
here?
no, he was not on here. We were showcasing
Oh.
him. He
I was
was
about
our
to.
cougar snack. Now, if you know he was
I
on here,
got
I'd
you.
have had to tell y'all show
Yeah.
over. But yeah, and then the following week, last week, our third show installment, we had Michael B. Jordan. And we had quite a lively conversation centered around what people thought about, you know, uh, Michael, whether or not he was hurt by the Lori Harvey and all that kind of thing. And which led us to another conversation about, being down with somebody else's person and how do you feel about meeting somebody and they tell you they're pregnant, all that kind of stuff. Because that's the kind of stuff we do. We get on here and talk about other people's business until we have somebody come in our business. Then we get mad. We don't come on for a couple of weeks to give people time to forget. But Cougar Chronicles is not as serious as our other show, Mask, which we will be bringing back later on once we get this down pat. Now, if you are coming to us from um, Facebook or if you come on Instagram or TikTok or any of those outlets, just make sure that if you don't want to talk, you just type what you want us to know and we'll say it for you. We'll read it for you and we'll discuss whatever it is that you have a problem from. Latoya is coming to us from right across the street. She's looking in my window right now. I wish she would pull her shades. And Jessica out there in Statesboro. Oh, she's a redhead this week. Ginger. And of course, Like Minds was running the boards for us. Thank you, Like Minds, for keeping us running. I must shout out the guy who did our theme song, Mr. Brandon Robinson out of Statesboro, Georgia, as well. He's not on here, but thank him wholeheartedly for writing that little ditty jingle for us. Andrea, yes, Andrea, our resident counselor coming out of Connecticut, Windsor Springs, Connecticut. Thank you, Andrea. I know you're freezing up there. It probably wasn't that cold today, but we had a beautiful day today. How was
We
the
over
weather up
temperature.
there?
What were
Huh?
y'all at? What were y'all at this morning? What was the
Hot.
temperature? Oh,
I don't know. It how much? Jessica,
we
you
were.
said
It was 49 this morning, but it went up to
Oh,
72.
oh
70
my
something.
gosh.
And the other day it was 79. I was like, what is happening?
Hmm.
But they're saying that next week it's supposed to be very cold. I hope not, because
It
that's getting
is
too close to
the
the
groundhog
20th.
saw a shadow.
That groundhog didn't see his shadow. That was Trump, because Trump, that's a DEI job. Trump is going to get rid of the groundhog because he doesn't like that the groundhog didn't say anything about him. So
Mm.
anyway, that
Jessica,
was not winter. That was
I
Trump's
thought that
shadow.
was you, but your hair, it's
Oh,
red.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
that's
they're having a
you.
conversation
Yeah.
like I'm not even on here. I
No,
was like,
no,
man,
no,
that's
no,
Barbara Carlyle.
no,
Nobody respects her, not even the
no,
guys. Not even her
no.
baby daddy. Anyway,
No.
yeah, Jessica, your hair is beautiful.
Thank
But
Yeah.
look
you.
at Toya. She want us to see that she washing her dishes. Ain't that something, Lord Jesus? Sarah coming to us out of Oklahoma. Thank you for coming. And Sandra is coming to us all the way from Willingboro. Is that New Jersey or Pennsylvania? New
Girl, they
Jersey.
looking for me. Stop telling them where I'm at.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She ain't there. That's a figment of y'all imagination. But I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. So if, like I said, if you joining us, if your friends say, I don't like to get on there and talk and be on there telling all my business, I don't want to show my face. You don't have to show your face. Just come on, so it makes it look like I can pull somebody. Just have your your name plastered up here. If you don't ever say anything except, "Hey, my name is uh Tiddly Doo, and I'm from wherever," and sometimes you'll jump in and just have a conversation for us, because you'd be surprised what might spur some people on. And if you have friends, tell them on Monday nights we're here every Monday. Supposedly, God willing, that I could be on here. We'll be on here from 7 to 8. Now we've been running a little over, but that's because we get into such a heated conversation, and we don't want to turn that thing loose. So come get on Facebook, whatever you have to do. Let people know. Call somebody that knows somebody that got a computer. Tell them we on here learning a little something. This is part of our DEI job. We got to keep each other uplifted and keep each other in the loop, because they have lost their ever loving minds. That Project 2025 ain't no joke. And if you think it is, keep thinking. Keep thinking. Don't get excited because they're talking about, oh, they fixing to give another what do you call the money? Allotment of money for February. I can't hear you, Jessica. I see you
You
talking.
said stimulus?
Yeah, another stimulus check. I don't know who gets it, but uh Trump knew that's what people were saying about why they voted for him the last time. So he knew he better say something like that again to get black people all excited. Sell your soul for $1,200. Ain't that something? But any so how, I don't think I got the $1,200. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at my taxes. But any so how, tonight, we are having such a great time. And tonight, our topic for tonight is, let's talk about what's in the news. How do y'all feel about everything that's happening with the airplanes right now? Anybody got any feedback? Y'all can take your
I'm not flying.
I'm thinking about the same thing, and I'm like, this comes at a
Allegedly,
terrible
Trump.
time when my tour with Tiffany Haddish is about to start back up this month. And we're going places I ain't never been, like Montana, North Dakota, Vermont, not Vermont, what's some of the other places. It's on my website.
Take a
And I'm
bus.
like, I know I can't drive these places. I'm gonna have to get on a plane. But if it's your time to go, it's your time to go.
Mm-mm.
You know,
I feel like he give us the spirit of discernment, and
yes, he does.
There's too much going down, and I ain't going up.
Yeah, yeah. But it's sad to think that and I know the accidents that did occur had probably nothing to do with each other. I mean, one was a medical plane, and the other, unfortunately, was a Black Hawk and American Airlines flight. But regardless, people lost their lives, and for the president to come on and say it happened because it was a DEI job, and it's just terrible. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but for someone to come and make excuses for something like that and use something like that to say that unless there were qualified white men in place running those things, things like that were going to continue to happen. Um, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anybody got anything to say about that?
When you play the blame game, 9 times out of 10, you guilty yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You must have been guilty about some things that kind of touched your nerve, didn't it, Toy?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I told my hubby everything I tell him is true. He just won't listen.
But see, that's the crazy thing about it, because when you're in those aircrafts, it lets you know you can see other planes, anything that's in view. And
Yeah,
so
if you on the kind that's got the little thing and it says follow you talking about those kind?
yeah, but it said that they knew that the army plane was out there. So
But the
how did,
army plane supposedly was not supposed to be flying that high. That was one of the things that was uh
mentioned on the thing?
what yeah.
Yeah, something about the
And
sensor. Yeah, the
somehow
sensor.
and they supposedly asked, "Do you see that plane?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, I see the plane." But then they said there were so many other planes coming in that he probably didn't see that one. Because they said it was a woman that was flying it, and she had over 500 hours. She only had 500. I don't know how many hours it takes to do those kind of things. I did not even know. And I know when we were in boot camp, we did night maneuvers, but I think when they're doing stuff like that, I don't think they use that kind of area to do night maneuvers. I think they will go out somewhere where there's a bunch of land for people to go practice and do all kind of stuff like that. But it was sad. And then for the very next day, that plane to come down in Philadelphia, and just burn up. It was about 3 houses, right? And so many other people died. And then I was driving, and some a news flash came out 64 people, and I was like, another crash. But I think it was them talking about the former one, the first one that happened. So I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to go back and look at it because like I said, I was driving. But um the sad part about it is that Trump had fired all the the people that worked in that
FAA.
position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the TSA and the people that do the what do you call those people that make sure the plane? My mind is just Andrea, get on here. My mind is all over. What you call them? The tower
The
control
aircraft,
people.
yep, controllers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's. But if I talk about that, I got to talk about the confirmation hearings for them trying to put the
Tom, I got it
people that
on.
he
I ain't
wants
got
in
the camera.
position.
I mean, I got it on, but they can't see you.
We're voting for Tom, Jerry, Yosemite Sam, all the cartoon characters from the past, because these people cannot be real. They are not trying. Every time they ask them a pointed question, a yes or no question, they'll say, or I guess they all get together and say, okay, this is the thing to say. Maybe Bondi told them what to say because that's all. That's her favorite word. I don't deal in hypotheticals. And then you say it's a yes or no question. Uh, Joe Biden is the president. Well, you're not answering the question. You're being evasive. So that means you are scared of what Trump is going to say. You can't be honest, but you expect to be over people and be the one to come in and make rules about how people are supposed to live for the next 4 years. It's disheartening. I tell you, I know that God is in control, but because of my own anger and my own, I guess in a sense, fear a little bit. Um, it's like I lost the last 20, 31 days. Oh no, he came in on the 20th. He started his stupidity. The last 10, 11, he has caused so much mayhem in just this little bit of time. What do you think it's going to be like? And I don't think that he wouldn't have been so corrupt had it not been for the people who are out here buying everything that he's peddling. Because when he got that coin and it took him to the $1 billion mark, it's like he was like, well, I'm where I want to be now, so I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm going for broke this time. It's just so. But as I was saying, I feel, and make Sandra, I know you're religious, and everybody on here is religious, but Sandra stay in church like she homeless. I really don't think she got a house. She be in the church so much. But why do I know that God is in control? But why do I feel so anxious and so like I have no real get up and go? I don't feel and I felt this same way when we had when COVID first hit, like not knowing what's going to happen in the next minute or something like that. And Andrea, you're a counselor.
Yeah,
Somebody come in and tell me
yeah.
what it could
I was gonna
possibly be.
say that's a similar feeling that a lot of people are expressing. That's not unusual for people to feel kind of out of whack. I just had a girlfriend tell me today my anxiety is off the charts. And the reason why was due to how she was responding to what she saw on the news with
Hmm.
Trump and things that he was doing. And then I saw someone on TV expressing the same thing. So everyone or a lot of people have that same fear, and it's basically the fear of the unknown. What
Hmm.
could possibly, and especially with him being that you turn on the news at any given moment and there could be a story, the stock market, the airplanes, everything. And then he turns around
And
and makes
food
these,
prices, don't forget
yeah,
that food prices.
and he makes the story about him. When he was supposed
Hmm.
to be comforting the nation, he turned
All
around and said, well,
comforting the people,
the people
not just
and the nation.
comforting the
Yeah,
nation. I'm sorry. I
right.
got short-term memory loss. I be done forgot what I'm supposed to say. But he didn't
Yeah.
even comfort the people in the airplane
Yeah,
crashes.
he did it for like about 30 seconds. He did it for about 30 seconds. He started off, I was like, okay, who wrote that for him? AI. Did he get that from AI? And then
Probably
quickly he
Chat
went off,
GPT.
right, Chat GPT. And then quickly he went off and started going on his own little tangent. But on one hand, while I understand that this is going to affect everyone, I am one of those people that's like, well, good. Let it happen. Let them see what they voted for, what we're going to get. Unfortunately,
We
we're
all
going to get
suffer.
swept up. We're going to get swept up in it. But I hope out of that, the pendulum swings to the degree that people say, you were right. I understand. I don't understand why I didn't get it at first. Now I see what you're talking about. Because there are a few people that have gone on, the various platforms and started to say, oh my gosh, they're having their light bulb moments and realizing what their vote has now triggered. Um, but I say, look, just be prepared. There are a lot. Stacey Adams and what's his name, Corey from New Jersey. they have a great, or Stacy has a great YouTube channel that's talking about, how we should prepare ourselves both mentally, financially, and then, just with the basics in your daily lives, how you should move and walk in terms of people are really stockpiling because of tariffs, mostly saying it's going to cost money to have all this, kind of like you said, COVID all over again. So products, um, I just
So
think that
go ahead.
mhm.
I'm sorry.
I think that we should just prepare ourselves. There's no sense in getting yourself worked up, thinking about all that could come, because quite honestly, with him, you're not going to know. You're not going to
Yeah.
know. You're not even going to be
He's
able to
too fickle.
imagine. Yeah. So I would just say, just move like it is COVID, in terms of like making sure you're prepared for what if the water does go off? What if this or what if that? I myself have purchased an off the grid book, but I did that like a few years ago to learn and
And
know about how to
what is
prepare
it that you
myself.
purchased? Off the
Off the
grid
grid. Yeah.
book?
So that, yes, there's a book that shows you how to live off the grid.
Hmm. Where did you
So
purchase it from?
online, and I got it in the mail, and it shows you how to whatever, like just be, so that you don't have to depend on anything else from anybody else.
So it basically covers survival.
Survival. Yep.
Okay. And it's called Off the Grid. And has anyone else on the panel heard of this? Or are you
I
prepared for what may come?
I've heard of it, and I think what brings me um peace of mind about it, being that I'm developing my relationship closer to God. I mean, it's in Revelations. I mean,
Hmm.
so I look at it that way. He's only going to do what the Lord allows, and
Hmm.
with some of us, I think He was placed here to wake some of us up.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm
And that's
saying.
how I look
Mm-hmm.
at it,
Yeah.
especially on the religious side of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I read Revelation, I'm like, Lord, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I just like, when me and Darren to sit down and read, it's like you don't want to stop because so much happening and he's revealing so much.
It's
So all of
scary
these
to
things
me.
have to come to pass. I used to be scared. I'm telling you, I used to have a fear of it, of like what's gonna happen with my kids, this and this and that. But when you get to a point where you know him and you know where you stand with him and you know you start living when you die, when you look at it that way, death is not death, it's death of the physical body, but not of the
Mm-hmm.
soul.
Mm-hmm.
You have so much more peace about it, and that's how I've come. So I tell anybody, if it's my time to go today, I'm going. Because I'm at peace with where I stand with him. That's why nothing Trump can say, nothing he can do, nothing
Exactly.
anybody else can do is gonna make me worry. Because guess what? I know where I'm going. We all gotta leave here.
Yes.
That you can't get past it.
Yeah,
Ain't
there's
no
Yep.
no
cut, no
there's
ain't no
no
cut,
getting.
no corner.
I don't
But
think that I'm more concerned about myself more so than my family.
it's my
I
children.
guess that's just um
It's
I
my
don't know.
children I'm
Just
concerned
that
about the most. It's my
human
because
nature.
these generational kids right now,
Hmm. Yeah, there's a whole new breed of kids out here.
and they
Um,
don't know what's to come.
Latoya, Sandra, do you have anything to say about that? Do you walk around in fear? Sandra, I know that
Hey, Mitch.
you go to your church and you listen to your preacher and y'all have a Bible study and all that. How do you feel about what's going on? Sandra, she may have stepped away.
I'm still here, but I got this kid over here on the other side. He wanna talk too, and he ain't got nothing to say about what's going on. But when you think about what you're doing, because okay, key factor is even those that are having a relationship, that have a relationship with God and that knows that God is in control. Um, there's a lot of anxiety or uncertainty with you because you're still human. Yes, we can seek the Lord or talk it over with God always. Read the word of God and stay in your, know that God got you. That's all I
Hmm.
know. I know that God got me. And I know that God got my family. And you have this right here is a time to build your relationship with God as well. Um, Always know that you are human and whatever you're feeling, it's okay. You don't have to apologize for it. You ain't gotta feel like you are out of sync or whatever. You're human. And human and and in your humanness, you can feel what you're feeling, but also know that the word of God through prayer, seeking the face of God, asking the Lord what it is that you can do. And then the key thing is one of the things that we talked about in service yesterday was what is it that God wants to use your voice for right now? See,
Mm-hmm.
we have survived where we're at right now, and we have a place, and we've gone to college, and we've become homeowners, and all of these other things because of those ancestors that fought for us to get us to where we're at right now. Well, now may be the time where it's time for us to fight for the next generation to have what it is that they are going to need. You're not going to come here and try to tell me that I'm going to have to go back to where I came from, because see, I came from here. You didn't, because Trump is not from here. He's not a
Mm-mm.
United States. Their family, you immigrated here. And now you want to kick all the other immigrants out when you're one of them. Does that mean he going to leave too? Please,
And most of the people he
Jesus,
putting on his platform are as
and
well.
And
everyone, because
and and his
and
wife.
their families, and then you brought your wife in your first term. You when you was here before, you brought your wife's family over here, and now you're telling do they have to go too? But that's not the concern right now. The question was, how do you feel about your faith? How do you feel about where you are with God? Or how do you feel like, why is the Lord allowing this to happen? It's in the word.
Mm-hmm. As
You
Jessica
know,
said.
it's in the word. It's Revelations. This is what God said would be. This is the time that we're in. But he says that even with what you see right now, I don't think that anyone should step away from God. If anything, now it's time for you to get closer to him.
Closer to him.
Most definitely. And everybody is feeling what they feel, even the pastors of the churches and the ones that are leading. Everybody is feeling something, even the ones that's sitting in the Senate that's been there forever. And they're amazed at this thing that this man can get up and say. And there's anxiety in every aspect of it, but by the same token, God is still God, and God got you. You ain't got nothing to worry about. God got you. Build your relationship with him. Spend time with God. Meditate, read the word, see what it is that God wants you to do and where he wants to take you at. What is it that God wants to use you in this time and what we are facing?
Mm-hmm.
Because we are in for a fight. And
Yes.
not a fight in the physical, not in a fight where you're going to get out there and you're going to put up your dues and get shot, okay? Because you got a gun, they got a gun, somebody going to die. But what the fight that you're going to be in is standing on the word of God and believing what God says no matter what.
And the one thing he did ask us all to do, the only thing he said was to humble ourselves. And a lot of us cannot do that. And not me included. I think I'm a very humble person. But a lot of people because of greed, just plain old just I'm mad with the world or whatever, for whatever reason, a lot of people cannot humble themselves. Hey Mitchell, thank you for joining us. As usual, you're in the midst of a bunch of women, but you know how to hold your own. It must be cold
Um,
out there in California today. I see you all decked out with
yeah,
a
it's a little
hood and a
chilly out
hoodie.
here. Yeah, a little chilly today. Got a little weather coming in. Looks like a storm or something.
Did they
Mitchell,
say
that's
it's gonna be
chilly.
cold weather or snow?
That's
Cause
chilly.
I mean, it's only like 60 degrees out here right now, but it's still a little chilly for me.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's like me. It get down in the 50s or whatever. That's cold to me.
Mm.
I like them high numbers, you know. But
Yeah, I've just finished shoveling snow this morning. I think it had
Ooh.
gotten up to 31,
oh
Wow.
my God.
32.
But they saying that next week that some of the states are going to get up to 8 feet of snow. Are y'all included in that area in Connecticut? Sandra, are
Um,
y'all doing it in New Jersey? Are y'all expecting a lot of snow?
We're
Yeah,
not.
they mentioned a storm that could possibly come through. We're hoping that it shifts or whatever, but yeah, they did. They're talking about it.
Hmm.
I haven't heard too much from Jersey because I was on the slopes this morning. I've been
Yeah,
skiing all
you out
day,
there trying to
so
ski.
I'm saying if they
Wouldn't
do
be
bring some
me.
more snow, it's gonna be good. So, but in some areas, it ain't gonna be good for me to do my driveway again. But I haven't heard anything about it. It snowed last night here, but it was gone this morning.
Okay. I'm looking at my notes trying to see where do I go from here. Even though I am very committed to Jessica had a good point about it's only going to be for 4 years, something to that effect. But he's in the market, in the midst of trying to make sure that he remains in office for a third term and possibly turn it into the fact that we'll never have to vote again. You know,
Hmm.
Type
I
He's
hope
feeling
that
his
does
his
not
he
happen.
said that he wants to be a dictator, and
yeah, right.
that's what he wants.
That's
But
what
for you
Susan
to get rid of the
Susan.
Constitution, I was listening to oh, what's her name? She's a senator in uh
Texas,
yeah, in Texas,
Crockett,
yes. Crockett.
Crockett.
Oh my God, I love her. Oh, okay. I was listening to Crockett today, and what she had to say was she told them if you got your papers, take them or have them on you 24/7, and that's only going to work if because they are going to some of them they'll take them and tell you that you didn't have no papers. But by the
Yeah.
same token, she's saying just be as safe as you can be, walk
Hmm.
everywhere that you can walk to, and you know just do just buckle down and just be safe and watch out the fact because as a black people or as everyone that he hates are telling us that what he's going to do, recognize that just stay safe, just buckle down and know that this thing you're in a fight for your life. We're in a fight for our life, and you have got to realize that. And wherever you go, even if you're illegal, driving on the highway, some cop decides to pull you over because he want to prove that he is who he is, or
Mm.
whatever it may be,
That's just the way
But
you look.
just
But how
yeah.
is
So
that any
have you?
different than, well, I know maybe now he's giving them a lot more leeway. He hasn't really gotten to that because people are still reeling from the fact that he pardoned and gave clemency to all these 1,500 people, that it was an insurrection. It's okay for him to say somebody else didn't do something, but God forbid somebody say he did not win the election. If you know you won, why would you call Georgia and ask the man to find you one more vote? Well, actually, it was 11,000, whatever, plus that one to make him win. So it's just, and then to get on the second day, was it the first day or the second day, to get on and say, hey, that Elon Musk, he can do this, he can do it. He's a whiz with the computer. And
Mhm.
he got on there in Pennsylvania and he did something with those machines and all those votes was coming. We don't even need any more votes, you know.
Well, there's
So
another election that he didn't win.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
I bet.
hi, Kazai.
He's supposed to be in jail. Ain't he supposed to be turning over some records?
No, my nephew
They
is only
they
5 years old. He's only 5 years old. They ain't gonna
no,
arrest him and put him
not
in
him.
jail.
She talk about
No, I'm
Trump.
talking about Trump.
But
Oh, okay.
Elon Musk is supposed to be facing some type of. They're supposedly gonna freeze his assets over in France for some election for meddling with their election. Supposedly, that was what they were saying. So his assets are supposed to be frozen. He's supposed to be charged, I guess, or something. But all I want to say is that we're living, unfortunately, in the middle of a narcissistic person's mania. And some people believe, unfortunately, that the little bit of what he perceives to be success, even though his school failed, he's been bankrupt, he was $900+ million in debt, and his father gave him the original. I don't really see what they're talking about in terms of his successes, but
Hmm.
they think his little bit of successes. So he's treating us like a corporation, which is
Well, he
why he's
was
trying to.
successful in getting the people to buy all that craziness and to lose their money, and now they
Business
can't afford
success.
eggs.
Yes, yes, right,
They put
right.
all their eggs in his basket.
Right, right. So we're living in it, and unfortunately, it's going to take something to happen before people actually wake up. And I can't stand the way they're trying to flip the word woke, because I'd rather be awake than sleeping in this nightmare called Trump. Um,
Yeah,
and
I think
so
it's,
mm,
go ahead, hon.
I just think that we just need to understand that at some point it's going to flip back around, or at least wake up the people who are other than him, other than the MAGA, other than Trumpsters, other than the Republicans that are with him. And I think there are quite a few Republicans who have seen the light, because I think there's a difference between Trumpsters and Republicans now. It's starting to split.
Yeah,
It's no longer just the
it's the
same
good.
thing.
It's like it's the good Republicans and the bad Republicans. The ones that are, I don't know what that man has on them, but they
Hmm.
are diehard. I think he might have taken a couple of them over to
Well, I think he's just locked in on their racism. That's all it is. He's locked in on their racism,
it's
the
more
ones
than
that
that.
are
It's
MAGA.
deeper than that because they I don't know if they're afraid of losing their job if they don't show any kind of
Oh, you mean people
homage.
like in the Senate and things? Oh, those who are afraid. Yes, that's different. Yes, I think so. I think he has shown that if you do not side with him, I mean, I don't think that's even a public secret. That's a well-known thing. That if you don't side with him, then you'll all of a sudden be called a name. He has a formula. You're called a name. You're now a loser. He'll say, like, I thought you were a good person, but you're not really a good person. All of a sudden, you become this big loser. You become a big
Yeah.
loser. I
Oh,
thought he was smart, but he's not smart. He's dumb.
that schoolyard bully shit, huh? Excuse the
Yes,
language. Excuse
yes.
the language. Sorry, but
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Mitchell. It's exactly right. He's a bully.
yeah,
And he's just not bright. He's just
Well,
yeah.
not bright.
he's never been bright. He wasn't. He's no
Yeah.
brighter now than he was when he was running, but yet they voted for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So what you're looking at now is, I know I was listening to the news today, and on the news they were saying that he wants every FBI agent to give fill out a survey or fill out this document, this whatever this form is, letting them know what it is that they investigated about the attack on Washington, because that's what it was.
Yes.
The attack
January
on
6th.
Washington.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what they have
Yes.
to do, all of these FBI agents that are out there investigating other things that's going on, terrorism, and trying to keep this United States and every other place and whatever their jobs are, trying to do their job and keep it safe. He wants them to take the time to fill out a form and tell them what type of investigations they did into everyone that attacked the attack on Washington. So he's a bully and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
petty. And so now you want to come after everybody that did their job and locked up people that was tearing down the Capitol. Are you freaking kidding me? And
Mm-hmm.
so the people that did their job are looking to be out of a job and to be arrested. And then you take the criminals out of jail and you make them. So the reason that there's a lot of things going on with everybody that Trump is threatening. So you look at the people in all of the senators, all the Senate are the Republicans that's afraid of him, and whatever they're afraid, they have a reason to be fearful, because this man went and took all the ones that he sent there to kill them the first time and to kill anybody they wanted to. He done took them out of jail. And now him freeing them makes them more afraid because this man is nuts.
And he's removing security
I, I,
security
I,
detail from people as well.
And they should be afraid.
I mean, I believe he had something to do with it, and that's why he pardoned them people because he knew he is fully responsible for
There
it.
was
Oh,
no
he did have
belief.
something to do with it. He the
Yeah,
one told them to
very
go
much
there.
so. He egged them
Exactly.
on. And
Yeah.
all those people didn't just wake up that morning and say, you know what, I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
They planned this. I mean,
Yeah.
it was too well organized. How did the Proud Boys know to be there? How did what's the other group?
Mm-hmm.
The what's the
Yeah.
I can't think of the
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
how
The
did all those
Q
people know
line,
to be
Q
there?
line,
It was
29.
too
Oh
many
yeah.
people. There were busloads of people,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
busloads of people.
So
And
You
all of
know the
the
Proud
he
Boys are
KKK.
knows
suing.
that he's going to do something else. So he knows he got to have backup because they're going to be ready for him that the next time, you
Well,
The
know.
but
Proud
you know
Boys
what?
So
are
They're going to be
suing.
back up because they're going
no,
to go
I'm
out and
saying
do
they're
all the.
backup for him. That's why
That's
he
what I'm
got
saying.
him
They're
up
going to
because
go out
he's
and do
planning
whatever he tells them to
something.
do. Yeah, they're going to do what he tells them to do.
Tell him to
And that's
do
why
it.
he
Okay.
needed them free and to do whatever. I'm just talking, I don't know anything. So Lord forgive me, and whoever's recording this, I don't really know what I'm talking about because I think my blood sugar is low. I think my
Allegedly.
blood sugar low. That's what I think is going on.
Yeah, it might be your blood sugar because you're talking out your head on
I think my blood
and
sugar
for
low.
those people out there, this is Harold and the person behind this is name is Kiki. Barbara Carlyle is just the substitute person, the face of Kiki's
This
platform.
this is an AI. This is an AI of Barbara Carlyle. This is not Barbara
Yeah, yeah,
Carlyle.
this is not me. I mean, I'm I'm not she.
Was not me.
We ain't the same people.
So
But
Barbara,
it's
the Proud
crazy. It's
Boys,
crazy, man. Um,
Barbara.
And this is a bad AI because they don't know how to not to say me.
oh, I know. Andrea, you saying something?
The Proud Boys are suing treatment right now.
Yeah, yeah.
In the government for how they're being treated, and someone I know said that someone they know, someone is that how rich they have become since the incident. People donating to their funds as well as the I don't know TikTok or whatever platforms that they're on. They was like, do you understand how wealthy these people have become since the January 6th?
But the sad part about it is you there were some people who went that were they had reservations about what happened. They were truly like, okay, because there were some people that said I didn't want to be because I know I was wrong that day. You know,
Mm.
but the majority of them, when you get that kind of people, those kind of people will, well, they already think like him anyway, because he has gotten out of so much, and I'm sure he has been in touch with all those people, picking out one person to be the spokesperson to let everybody else know whatever. I don't know if they all in the same jail. I don't care. But it's just crazy. I don't want to spend our whole time talking about this because we are close to the 8 o'clock hour and we're probably just going into the 8:30 because we did roll over some minutes waiting for people to come in. But we're gonna move on. Black History Month, and I want everybody to think about it. And if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to. But do you think Black History Month now means as much to blacks or whoever wants to celebrate as it did before, when it was just Black History Day, then it went to a week, and then someone signed it into um um you know brought it up to a month. So does Black History mean the same to everyone on here? How do you feel about Black History? I don't like the fact that now I like what I do like about Black history is the fact of Black women, how we have climbed up that ladder while everybody else was out there doing their thing and dealing with each other and running amok. We were breaking that glass ceiling. We were becoming better educated, getting better jobs, taking care of the family, and doing all kind of things. I'm not trying to say that we are super women, but we are super women. If you get that, you get that. But for him to get on and say, "I'm gonna," we're not gonna show the Tuskegee Airmen anymore. They're not gonna show the all female thing anymore. You can't whitewash the history of a people that you brought over here, and you meant our good for the bad, and now our bad is the good. And I don't get why they feel so threatened. And I think the thing with the abortion is a lot of black there are not that many black people who are having abortions. Because to most people that's a come up to me. You know, they gonna either get a check from the baby daddy, they gonna get a WIC and food stamps or whatever if they're alone. But most of them are too afraid to go through something like that. And they're thinking about, I ain't finna kill no baby, you know, because of something I did. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't women who do good, the black women that have not done it or have done it or whatever I'm trying to say, but it's because they were becoming the minority. And they were afraid people were going to treat them like they treated us. And I know it was like, well, you were never a slave. Yes, I was in a movie. No, but that one don't count. But stop it. So you can't say you had this, but I've read all the injustices, how you went and got black babies and fed them to use them as fish bait, how you just could go in somebody's house. And I think they're trying to get back to that point because when people can't eat and provide for their family, what you think they're going to go out and do? Come trying to break in your house and get your little groceries, your little canned goods and whatever, you know? And we're going to get into that place because before he even got elected, I think there was a time, and I know I'm not the only one that heard that, when he said that there would be a day of that there would be the purge where people can do whatever they wanted to do that day without getting in trouble, but it would only be for 24 hours. But in that 24 hours, what's supposed to happen? I mean, I don't know. We'll move on. We will, but I want to know anybody who wants to talk, and if we don't get just one person, we'll move on to the next topic.
I'm not too much
What
of a violent guy, but yeah, I'm ready to go if they want to come in.
you ready? You
Yeah,
don't have on your skull cap and your it better not get 60 degrees. You might not be ready.
I got whatever it takes.
You got whatever it takes?
Yeah.
I believe you. My sisters keep telling me I need to get a weapon, but I could barely shoot when I was in the military, so I can't imagine.
You can lighten that trigger.
Throw these bullets at y'all.
You can lighten the trigger.
got a gun.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that trigger finger. I probably could do well with a rifle or machine gun, but I can't handle that kick of a handgun. I can't. So
yeah, whatever gun Barbara gonna have, she gonna kill everybody except the one that broke in the house.
That's not true, Sandra. My aim is okay. I'm gonna hit something that will hit them.
Yeah.
Now I might hit a lamp, but that lamp gonna come and knock you out. That's the way it's gonna be. Oh, here comes Kevin Cab. How you doing, Kevin? Orange is the new black again. How are you?
Huh?
How are you? Welcome.
Thank you. How you feel?
Happy Black History Month.
Happy New Year, Kelly Kim.
Well, Andrea can say Happy New Year. We've seen them for 3 weeks in a row. 2 weeks. Were you here every week, Kevin? Were you here the first week?
I think I might have missed one.
Yeah, you missed the first one because you had something to do that day. But thank you for coming back. We got some new people here today.
What?
Yeah.
Are they showing their faces? Are people showing their faces?
No, the usuals are showing their faces.
Here he go. Here he go.
The usual suspects.
The usual suspects. So
Okay.
anyway, we were talking about Black History Month and also talking about how we feel, how we personally feel about what's going on. And we delved a little bit into the religious aspect of it. And before we go on to the Black History thing, how do you feel about what's going on? And has anything changed for you? Do you feel like there's like some kind of element in the air that just doesn't feel like I can feel it coming in
As
the
as
air
as as far as
tonight?
far as as far as what? You mean the
As far
political
as
aspect?
your sentiment, your feelings when you wake up in the, do you have a sense of dread? Do you get up? Do you wake up like in the middle of the night? Uh, are you anxious all the time? Or do you feel like you need to be looking over your shoulders? Are you thinking, I gotta plan this, I gotta do this, I don't want this to happen, I don't want that to happen?
Okay, got you.
Are you just it's just usual business for you?
Well, two things. I do wake up in the middle of the night because I have to pee. Uh,
Oh.
but but to answer your question on a real, no, because for me, how I'm wired in tune, my mind is God is in control, and if you really believe that, you ain't gonna worry about it, and you have to be fine tuned with that, because like I said, people and gonna do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And you have to stay grounded and fine tuned to what you're doing, because if because you get distracted with so many things. That's why there's all this social media, 100 million channels on TV. This is all distraction. Everything is a distraction. Because if you're old enough and the further back you go, it wasn't all this distraction. You dig what I'm saying? And people were more fine tuned. And when I say that, even when you look at TV, you see somebody saying prayers or whatever, da da da. And for me, everything always centers around the foundation of your spirit. Everything is spiritual to me. I don't care what it is. Okay? When I get up in the morning, I'm happy. Thank God that I got up, go about my day. You know, as long as the love and joy always resides in me, I'm going to be okay. You know? And something always in my head says, don't worry about it. Really, and I mean that. Oh, this happened. Like I said, it happens through time. You worry about this, you worry about that, and for what? You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
wind's gonna blow. The wind's gonna
it
blow.
doesn't make a difference.
And I say to myself, let it do what it do. Like even when I do comedy shows now, sometimes I remember first starting, I used to be so scared, really so scared to hit the stage. And you know what the sad part is? It's really all in your head. Because once you hit the stage, it's not as bad as you actually thought it was. You know?
Hmm.
And like I say to myself, Kev, let it do what it do. Because you worry about this and that might not even happen. So once again, Trump gonna be Trump. This person gonna be that person. But once again, it always seems and on appears that black people always get the short end of the stick. And no matter how many times you go on shout about reparations, they ain't gonna do it. Why? Because they would have done it already. And don't wait on for somebody else. Don't look for them. Do for yourself. Okay. Or like I said, and I'll say this, and I'm always gonna say this. Black people just need two things: God and each other. That's it. You straight. You straight. Come together as one. It's a beautiful thing. And let's face it. They always mess with black people because black people don't bother nobody. They don't. Black people don't bother nobody. When they do their thing, somebody want to throw a monkey wrench in that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, maybe I've went a little off track. But as far as me, nah, I'm good. You know? And like I said, once I get up, say my prayers, and see your smiling face, I know it's going to be a lovely day.
So let me ask you this, so and everybody else on the panel, when it comes to the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the fact that we're boycotting the places, they want to boycott the places that have turned, saying that they're not going to do the DEI, because they're basically trying to say, well, they took a job from somebody that was a lot more qualified. But how much qualification do you need to work at Walmart and Target and some of these other places that is channeling money over to Trump and all that other kind of thing? But um, they've gotten lists out about, the black businesses, let's support black businesses. And how do you feel about supporting black businesses? Because there has been some dissension about how most people that run black businesses, some people don't know how to treat uh, some of their black customers. Do y'all agree or disagree?
Well, once again, if we keep saying negative tropes like that, then it'll always keep going. It's like throwing a pebble in a pond. It always have that ripple effect. It's like
Well,
when it
have
comes
you
to black.
ever so obviously you've never experienced that.
Yeah, but why would I pay into that and let that grow? Why not just say the positive stuff? I'm not gonna let negativity grow. We got enough of that. If we had to, we are commerce of negativity. If you need something, all you gotta do is reach in your bag. You got a lot of that. We don't need it. And like I said, I made it a part of myself. I'm not gonna put black people down. I'm just not gonna do it. It's like doing something in private. You know what? Okay, cool. I don't have to come in no more. But I'm not gonna get on the bullhorn and say, "Oh, don't go to this place. These mothers on." Nah, I'm not gonna do that. You'll find out for yourself. You see what I'm saying? And once again,
So how
you
does
know,
that
and
help
once,
us though, Kevin? If people don't get on and say, okay, well, I didn't have the best kind of, I mean, sometimes some people might, um, blow things out of proportion, but
uh-huh.
it may be one of those things where they made you feel just as bad as you walking into a white establishment and them following you step by step everywhere you go. So the question is, have you gone into a black business and
Uh-huh.
felt like they did not want you there?
No, never felt like they didn't want me there. I mean, why would they want you? You got to spend your money. The service may have been lackluster, or attitudes might have been flying in the air. But that if it happens once, things happen. I always let it go. It happened once more. But if I go again, it happens again. Then I speak to that person, or I ask to speak to that manager. You understand what I'm saying? And that
Hmm.
way we can resolve something. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to put them on, but I'm gonna speak to you directly. Like me, I don't speak behind nobody's back. Somebody said to me, one of the comments, Kev, you cool with everybody. I said, yeah, for the most part, because I'm not gonna talk behind your back. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna pull your coattail and say, hey man, can I holler at you in a minute? You know what I'm saying? And nobody's ever accused me, because this whole big thing was like stealing jokes. Listen, if you think I stole something from you, you got to show it to me, because I date my stuff. And like I said,
Hmm.
I'm a consummate writer, and I love writing. I'm sidetracking here. That's why I say I love you so much, because you write, and I enjoy watching you. I'm like, man, that's funny. I didn't think about that. Or if it's something basic, you took it to a different place. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And for me, like I said, I just love writing. And like sometimes I'll see the audience cracking up. And like I said, comedy's subjective. So that wasn't funny, but who am I to say? That what they like, that what they like. I had to get out of that realm
Hmm.
too. Oh, that ain't funny. No, that what they like. And once again, as a comic, we're not thinking as like a layman, because if we know the art and the craft, we know it, and we know when it's a comic is nervous, or that was a shock joke because you got to get out the moment. I get it. You got different styles of kung fu, a kung comedy rather, if you will. But no, once again, the more truthful you are fine too, and I always promote this with yourself, and you have some righteousness in you, there you go. And the world will be a better place. But I said, let me say this one part. I just came up with a concept, and this is true. You think I'm wrong? If we all had one superpower, everybody in the world had one superpower, war and everything would cease to exist. You know what that superpower is? If we all could read each other's minds.
Hmm.
If we could read all
Well,
each other.
Kevin, you don't,
I
Kev,
don't
you
know if
don't even
we
want to
want
know
that.
what's in my mind right now. Okay,
Yes, yes, I do. Hold on.
that's no, you don't. No, you
You
don't.
got.
That's a superpower you don't need, Kevin. Kev.
Do you hold on? Do you have on lingerie?
That's why you don't
She had
need it.
on long
Here
johns. That's
he
the same
go.
thing. Long johns
And
with
I
a
did
piece
have
of
on long
lingerie.
johns
Here
because I was
he
skiing
go.
down that mountain. I was
Jessica.
skiing down the mountain. You need long johns on, okay? But Barbara,
Yeah.
listen, this
Okay.
is right here. I have the DEI. So we had a Black History in church yesterday, right? So this is interesting because I don't think a lot of people know what DEI means. I don't think they
Hmm.
know what well, Trump obviously don't know because he said he gonna get rid of it. Okay, so but he he don't even because he think that people are getting special treatments and so forth and so on. So DEI isn't about special treatment. It's about removing barriers that never should have been there in the first
In
place.
the first
It's
place. Yeah.
about recognizing that fair does not always mean equal. Sometimes it means adjusting the system so everyone can succeed. It's not about taking opportunities away from one group to give it to another. It's about making sure opportunities exist for everyone. It's the when you think about it, the that's what DEI is. It's not that's why it matters. DEI isn't about giving anyone a head start. It's about removing the barriers that never should have been
Yeah.
there in the
In the
first
first place.
place.
Yeah. You
So
what
that's what you're
you
looking at.
qualify for the job, but they're not going to give it to you. They'll give it to someone less competent than you
But
to
also
So
with
keep you
Walmart,
out of certain positions.
so with Walmart, DEI for them, they initiated DEI um, movement, if you will, activity during COVID to ensure that products that were aimed at targeted for people of color were able to actually make it to the shelves. So now they're taking that back, which means that quite likely the products that they put on the shelves are only going to be manufactured by other. I don't
Hmm.
know why they decided to remove it, formally remove it, but I imagine I don't know if that's what they're supposed. I mean, to me, it just looks like that's what you want to do. Who knows if they say we'll still do it, but we don't have to have this initiative? I don't know. But so it's not just a position; it's also about them ensuring that everyone has the equal opportunity to get up on their
That a
shelves.
group of people don't get beside themselves. If you really want to put it in layman's term, uh, y'all are
you're not
getting
judged
a
by the
little too
color of
big
your
for your
skin.
britches, huh? What'd you say,
Yeah.
Sandra?
No, I'm just going by what you're saying. Going along with
Okay,
what you're saying,
so
Barbara.
but Kevin, I understand what you're saying. If we put down people down, but even before this came up, there were a lot of people that say, I don't like going to some black businesses because they don't act like they appreciate my business.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Barbara, don't talk about me
So
like that.
that's why I
But
asked the question.
what I meant was that I had some black people come in my house and do some work, and they did substandard work, but
Yes,
they went and did the
yes,
other people's work,
yes.
other nation, other white people. I mean, the other color,
People.
the beige people. They went to do their work and they did a top notch job, but you didn't
Yes.
do a top notch job in mine, and I
Mm-hmm.
paid my money was just as green as their money,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the problem with me
Mm-hmm.
patronizing some black businesses. So
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy coming here to do some work, and he's telling me, and I says, I usually don't like black people in my house to do nothing. So then he's wanted to tell me about, come bring me an article the next day and wanted me to read it and show me about why, yeah, this is what we were talking about yesterday. See, they say right here that the black, okay, dude, that's why I don't let black people come in my house because you want to bring me something to read when you should be in here working.
That's so
Who's that speaking, not showing their face? Who's that? Who's speaking? Who's that? What's that?
she's out of New Jersey, Kevin. Quit trying to date everybody on here. Jessica is right above you. She's listening to you.
Oh, my girl Jessie. I didn't know that. I
I
didn't know.
hear I hear you, Kevin.
Oh.
It's the glass that
But
it's throwing.
you know the
said
but the
Jessica. I said Jessica.
and
Anywho,
Barbara, another thing that they talked about in church was about the DEI. They talked about what the DEI that they're looking at getting rid of. They're talking about the Civil Rights Acts of 1964. That was a DEI. You're talking about the Voting Rights Act of 1965. That was a DEI. They're talking
Hmm.
about the 13th Amendment ending slavery 1865. They're talking about the 19th Amendment giving women the right to vote 1920. The Americans with Disability Act, ADA 1990. They're talking about your coworker with ADHD who needs a quiet workspace to focus and do their best work. They're talking about the deaf cashier at your local grocery store who greets the customers with a warm smile and a quick sign that says thank you. It's just more than that what they're looking at. because they're small-minded and they're uneducated, okay? And the biggest thing that they fear is a black man, a well-educated black man that's smarter than them,
Or a black woman.
or a black woman, or a black woman. That's what they fear, and that's their biggest fear.
Hey,
I
y'all,
think their biggest
I
fear
don't mean,
is that we will treat them like they treated us.
No, they ain't
That's
gotta
their
worry about
big
that
that's
because
really their biggest fear.
no,
We
because
don't
white
stick
privilege gonna
together
always
enough.
be white privilege.
Hmm.
White privilege is always going to be white privilege. You ain't gonna never. That's not going to change. What it is they're using whatever means they can in order to hold us down because we are no longer the people that you can hold down. We're going to college. When we started going to college, they took them up. They took it up so high that we weren't supposed to be able to do it. We ain't gonna never pay you back that student loan, just so you know, okay? But we gonna go get our education.
hey, listen, y'all,
That's Sandra
this
that's
ain't to get off
talking.
the subject, but guess what?
Everybody
Y'all know,
else done paid back their student loan but you, Sandra.
That's
y'all know,
okay. They know they're not getting the money.
listen, y'all know y'all ain't got to show y'all Walmart receipt when y'all check out.
Hmm.
I feel some type of way about that because I feel like they be targeting black people. I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. They do. They want to see your receipt. I told one lady, I ain't showing you my receipt. She act like she didn't want to let me leave out of Walmart. I'm like, they not paying you
Well,
to be
well, let me
security.
ask you this, because mostly they do that to the people that come through the self checkout. Do they
Well,
still
why
do
have
that
a
when you
self
come through?
checkout? This I was at a register.
Hmm.
I was checking. I checked out at a register, and when I
Well, they
pulled up,
try to justify it by uh, stopping everybody because they know people are looking, and they'll stop the white people too. But they're like, because they'll say most of them, like in Swainsboro, will say we're only trying to see if it's a big object you have to make sure it's on there. Like some people were walking out with televisions
let them. Cause
just
my
because they
thing,
had it in the car.
that's what she tried to tell me. Well, your water is not bagged, ma'am. Water.
That big old thing. What kind of bag you gonna put it in? A crocus site.
Y'all need to move to Jersey because we got to
They
bring
won't
our
let
own
y'all
bags
have
in there.
plastic bags. Yeah.
We ain't got no plastic bag. We got to bring our own bags in there. So I walk out of the store with ain't nothing in a bag, so they ain't stopping none of us. And I show them my receipt because I don't want, I just do it because as a courtesy, because it's okay. You
Get up
got to
out of
keep your job like I got to keep my job. If you looking at this receipt is gonna keep you employed, okay, here, look at it. But they don't care. They don't really look at it. They just mark it and keep it moving. And some of them don't even look at it at all. And and I'm the person that went back in the store because I walked out with gum and forgot to pay for it and told them. So I'm one of those idiots. So,
here.
but
If I make
yeah,
it
so
outside, I ain't going back in.
I go back in and
She
give it
said,
to him. I said, "Listen here, I ain't
I ain't
paid for
gonna go
this
back in.
because I'm
I'm
trying to
supposed
get
to
to
get
heaven. I
God
don't give
gave
it.
me the
I don't care
gun.
nothing about the jail
What you
Yeah, but
system
say,
in
Toy?
my
I
God
neighborhood.
didn't
gave me the gun.
I didn't do it. It's a blessing because I didn't do it intentionally. So I mean, if I make it in my car and crank up and I'm leaving,
Go,
oh
go.
Lord, I ain't turning back around.
Jessica, like I'm out. You gotta chew on them.
Yeah. Deuces. Deuces. Well, I think a lot of people have said that a lot of black businesses they think are more costly. Uh, they have to pay more, but it may be because the people who gave them the building or something has a higher rent, so they got to make sure they make a profit. But it still has nothing to do with how you're treated when you come in there as a patron. You know,
Absolutely.
so I don't know. We have what time is it? 22. We have 18 minutes before it's time to wrap this up. I'm really enjoying the way we interact and everybody gets involved. And um, I want to thank y'all for coming out. We didn't get a chance to do our Cougar snack for the week, but we will come back with a double one the day after Super Bowl. So please join us. Tell all your friends to come on. We have fun on here. We're gonna introduce a new game called Murder That Music. Uh and we'll tell you about that. So I want to thank everybody for coming out, taking the time. We are here every Monday. If you remember that at 7 o'clock, you can come on and we can get down with the get down. Um, please do remember and tell some of your friends to come on and they can sit back and just have a good time and don't even have to worry about anything because we're just on here having fun. Cougar Chronicles.
Um,
You don't have to be a cougar. You just got to be cougar like. But
Barbara. Hey, Barbara,
yes.
can I ask everyone to lift someone up in prayer if you don't mind?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So the Eagles are playing Kansas City. And I need y'all to pray for the Eagles.
Oh, you're so stupid.
Because we want them to win. We don't want Kansas City to get
Excuse me.
another
The
Super
only
Bowl.
eagle I know is the one that I dropped down
I
that
know
night
the
I
one
would
that
say
you dropped down and yeah,
Barbara
okay.
Ball Eagle is
with
the
the
only
big beak.
eagle.
That's why I asked that you pray for Barbara, because I know how you feel about the Eagles.
Yeah, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm a
All
Raider
right,
fan,
then. We're
so
gonna
yeah, I
do
ain't
that,
gonna be
son. You
going
want
for
the
it
Eagles
too.
to win because they're up there in your area. Okay.
And
All right.
Barbara Eagle's already down to the floor. So
Yeah. Like say it like money say it's extinct. I say it's extinct money. You don't say it's stank.
Dang.
But anyway,
She
so
talk about your Eagle, but the other ones, they not extinct yet.
stupid. That's our way. We gotta go. I want to thank everybody. Want to thank Black Minds for running the boards for us. We get so involved in our conversation. I like it, but uh I love it. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I like this. Please go out and tell somebody. We need to be having a heap of people on here, even if they just come on, follow us on Facebook. And a heap of mean a lot, and a lot means many. Because we got to stop using slang so that we can be ready for them when they come to us about you don't know nothing. This is a DEI. You let them know how many big words you know just from being on Cougar Chronicles.
I'm gonna
All right,
start
Thank
Barbara
y'all for
speaking
Carlyle.
in
coming out.
Cherokee language so they know that Native Americans really are the ones that should be kicking all of y'all out.
Yeah, that's why all y'all should be
Mhm.
gone from this
Yeah, yeah.
place.
Guns beat
I don't see
action all
how you
day.
kick people out of a country and have immigrants in your what do you call it? The people that's under
Administration.
him in your administration
Mm-hmm.
that have uh immigrant wives and kids born here. You can kick everybody else out, but you can't kick them out. You can't
And,
kick yourself out.
and Elon Musk is asking for that visa to be the
Oh yeah.
exception so that his workers
Oh
can
yeah.
continue to work at his various locations.
No, but
Yeah.
the thing is too, uh, all those places that I guess they're gonna have robots out in the fields too, because the farmers are feeling it. They're feeling it now. If they letting
Yeah.
everybody go, who's gonna work in the fields? It ain't
Well,
gonna
I
look
be
don't
at
know.
people. I
California,
can
though. You
tell
know,
you that.
Yeah.
California, all those workers are immigrant workers. You know that, right? And they're undocumented. That's not their illegals. They're undocumented. Okay, that's the term we're going to use from now on. They're undocumented. But if you don't have them working to fix all those houses, and you're looking at a 20-year fix for LA with all the burning that did there. So now,
Yeah,
without
because
those
I know
workers
the
that you're
ones
going to
down
get rid
here.
of, yeah, you're going to get rid of them. Now you got 40 years as opposed to 20 years.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, if
They're the experts.
yeah,
I
if
think
all
you got the numbers wrong. It'll be like 2 weeks to 40 years.
Yeah, because they build a house in one
In
day
2 weeks.
and be proud of it too. They are
Mhm.
proud of their work.
But the number of housing, you got to look at all the destruction that happened in LA. They're saying
Yeah,
what they
we
did
get
it,
that.
they ran it
We get
today. They
that.
said it 20 years.
Yeah,
20
that's
years
them
to
not
evict that.
talking. That's them without thinking about the Mexicans. That's them thinking without
Well,
the Mexicans.
well,
We
that is
thinking that
without them
get
because
them.
they're getting rid of them. They just,
Right,
they're
right,
trucking them out. They're trucking them out. So how are you going to get the
right,
job done? Who's going to
right.
work?
Yeah.
right.
You're already
Well, let's
low.
see what
You
happens.
know.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
Well,
Yeah,
they
they're gonna
want
What
to
have
they
turn it
say?
into the
Fuck
smart
around
city
and find
anyway.
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
fuck around, find out. Excuse your language, Barbara,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
exactly what people are doing right now. They gonna see that man that they glorify so much.
I mean, he
Really,
got
if
the
you ain't
bank
got,
and Eric
I
Thompson
used to say
got
if you didn't have $250,000 in the bank, he wasn't interested. Now that he is supposedly a billionaire, if you ain't got $1 million in the bank, he ain't talking about you, interested in you. And all these minions that he has running behind him, man, it's gonna be something. But again, I want to thank everybody.
All right, Barbara.
I don't want to be out on the space, and then Elon Musk decides to send a bomb through here and blow Polar Cougar Chronicle off the map, and we won't get a chance to come back on here. So y'all be
Well, I'm
good.
I'm
Y'all
getting
be
ready to go
great.
take my insulin because my blood sugar's off track here, Barbara. I've been here the whole time with my blood sugar off track. I just want everybody to know that, and all of them that's
Well, we
listening.
glad you kept it under control until you could get to your medicine, Sandra.
Yeah, and I
You
feel so
you
much. I'm gonna be
you
better in a minute.
you were
So
you were not in
disregard everything I
commitment,
said.
so your sugar was good. God saved your sugar because you had some pertinent things
Disregard
to say.
everything I said about Trump. And my
Disregard
blood
everything.
sugar was low.
Oh, that's
My
right.
blood sugar
Okay,
was low.
okay. You have an excuse, Sandra. The rest of us, we
Thank you.
got good
Thank you.
blood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good knees, good knees. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank y'all for
Yeah.
coming
All
out. If you can
Good
bring
night.
somebody next
right.
week, do that.
I'm gonna tell someone, Barbara, to listen to you. Okay.
Okay,
Bye
thank you.
bye.
Bye bye, everybody.
Cougar Chronicles. What's the scoop? What's the dish?